are mini twists, meaning they are really, really small twists, right? And if you have these all over your head, that's a lot of twist. And a lot of twists is a lot of tension. Hey guys, Karen from Curl House. I'm a licensed cosmetologist, a certified trichologist, and the owner of the Curl House Hair Restoration Collection. And today I am going to address one of your questions. So I got an email from someone. I'm going to call her Susie, and she had a question, and it was relevant to low maintenance hairstyles for women who have CCCA or scarring alopecia. So I'm going to read the email to you. Susie said, what styles would you recommend for someone with scarring alopecia? I usually style my hair in mini 2-strand twists and let them stay in for 6 weeks. But even though my inflammation is now under control and I no longer have itching, every time I take my twist down, wash and detangle my hair, my scalp becomes sore and red. And when I put the 2-strand twist back in again, after about 3 days, I usually develop small bumps. These go away after a few days, but I honestly do not want to trigger inflammation on my scalp. I'm currently under the care of a dermatologist who has me using a topical steroid. Any advice on low maintenance hairstyles that won't aggravate my scalp and trigger inflammation will be highly appreciated. Okay, so that's what we're going to talk about today. Scarring alopecia, CCCA. CCCA stands for centrifugal cicatricial alopecia. So central meaning it normally starts in the center of your head. Centrifugal means it radiates out. Cicatricial, scarring, alopecia, hair loss. That is an inflammatory type of hair loss. So even though Susie didn't say that she had CCCA, I just surmised it. I might be wrong, but scarring alopecias are very, very similar. Scarring alopecias, particularly CCCA, the inflammation will attack the hair follicle and destroy the hair follicle. It's a degenerative type of hair loss. So that means it can lead to permanent hair loss, permanent destruction of the hair follicle. CCCA does that. So it is very important that you get it under control. The sooner, the better. So Susie said she got hers under control under her dermatology care. That's awesome. A lot of times with CCCA, it's a lot of itching and burning in the scalp. It's something that really affects Black women. It's like one of the #1 hair loss disorders among Black women as well. So I'm so glad it's under control. Now, what she said is that she normally does mini twists. And when she does mini twists, and she keeps them in for 6 weeks, and when she puts the mini twists in, her scalp is tender and sore. And when she takes them out and re-puts them back in, a few days later, the same thing happens. She gets bumps and it's red. So she wants to know, help. What else can I do? Well, let me first address the mini twists. If you have CCCA or an inflammatory type of alopecia, I would not do any hairstyle for 6 weeks. First of all, I think that is way too long to keep a hairstyle in if you have a scarring alopecia or an inflammatory type of alopecia. Because if you have a style in for 6 weeks, that means you're not cleansing your scalp. And if you have inflammation of the hair follicle, you want to do everything you can to keep that hair follicle clean. And the only way you can get a great clean scalp is to clean it with shampoo. So you need to get in the habit of cleansing your hair much more frequently. When I treat clients with CCCA, depending on the progression of the CCCA, they may cleanse their scalp twice a week, sometimes 3 times a week, to get it under control. Now, Susie, she said hers is under control, but even if it's under control, you still have an inflammatory type of hair loss. So I would not do any style for 6 weeks. That is way too long. You can go maybe 2 to 3 weeks, but I wouldn't do it further than that. I just think it's too long. You really need to cleanse your scalp. And second, I think the mini twists, it's what's causing your scalp to feel inflamed and to have bumps because you are putting tension on your hair follicle. Now, let me explain that. You're not putting a lot of tension, but you are putting some tension. And when you have CCCA or inflammatory types of hair loss, a little bit of tension is like a lot of tension, right? When your scalp is inflamed. Let me bring out Ccca. These are mini twists, meaning they are really, really small twists, right? And if you have these all over your head, that's a lot of twist. And a lot of twists is a lot of tension. I'm twisting my hair up now in a mini twist, and I can feel the pull on my scalp, on the follicle. It's not a lot, but if your scalp is inflamed, then a little bit is a lot. And even though your hair loss is under control, you're still taking a topical steroid. So if you're still taking a topical steroid, the purpose of that steroid is to reduce the inflammation. So if you are getting bumps after you're twisting your hair, then that's an indication that there's still some inflammation there. I'm sure it is much better from where it started. But if you're getting bumps after putting tension on your hair, then that means the inflammation is still there. It's just not as much. So the first thing I would recommend for you, well, the second thing, because the first thing was to shampoo your hair more frequently. The second thing is to stay away from mini twists. It is too many and it is too much tension on the scalp. So if you want to do a low manipulation style, you can do two-strand twists. Two-strand twist is like one of the best low manipulation styles, but you have to do them bigger. They don't have to be as big as this, but they have to be bigger than mini twists, because what happens also when you take out a mini twist, when you take out the mini twist, where's that twist? You're putting the twist in and removing the twist, particularly mini twists that you've had in for 6 weeks. I'm sure you are fighting with your mini twist a little bit to detangle them, okay? And even I'm fighting with this little mini twist to detangle it. That's putting more tension on your scalp to take them out and to put them in. So that's why no mini twists. But these thicker twists, these are okay because these are much easier to take out. And when you do take them out, I don't think the detangle process is going to be as bad with the bigger twists as opposed to the mini twists. So large twists is something that you can do as a low manipulation hairstyle. And so I know I look a little different because I decided that this video was really long and I needed to break it up into 2 videos. So I'm going to release part 2 in a few days. Depending on when you're looking at this, it might actually be above. And if you are someone who's looking for topical support with your hair loss, I encourage you to try my Curl House Hair Restoration Collection that was designed specifically for women who are dealing with hair loss, slow growing hair, or inflammation of the scalp. Or if you're someone who just wants healthy hair and healthy scalp, you too can consider this product line. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give me a thumbs up. And until we talk again, stay fabulous.